Hi, I'm Patrick Hoff, retail editor here at PYMNTS.com. And today I have Tristan Roffey, the vice president and group head of global strategy and business development at Blackhawk Network. Tristan, thank you so much for being with me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Patrick.
So today we're talking about direct trends in buy now, pay later, which obviously has exploded in popularity with e-commerce. But what is how does this work with physical retail as well?
Yeah, so I think consumers are really demanding more flexibility in the way that they shop and pay, whether it's online or in store. From a Blackhawk perspective, we're excited to be bringing buy now, pay later into physical retail, and we'll be leveraging QR codes that can be scanned to pay in an app through the point of sale to do that. We think this opens up a massive opportunity for retailers that rely heavily on in-store shopping because it really allows them to compete more effectively with merchants that might have a more established online presence and may already be offering their consumers some form of buy now, pay later. In fact, Patrick, some of the research that we've done suggests that 63% of consumers are more likely to shop at a retailer if it accepts the digital payments that they use. And I think buy now, pay later is quickly becoming a daily tool for many consumers. And so people are really expecting it to be available in physical retail, especially given that volumes are expected to quadruple over the next few years. We also think that QR codes will win as a form factor at the point of sale long term because the entire experience from discovery right through the payment can be controlled through a single app without relying on major wallets like Apple Pay or GPay to complete the transaction. We think that QR codes are faster, they're completely touch-free, and they're significantly less expensive for merchants to accept than virtual Visa or MasterCards that are primarily being used for in-store purchases today.
What kind of shifts in consumer and shopper behavior are kind of influencing the adoption of buy now, pay later solutions?
First and foremost, I think the shift in consumer spend from in-store to online over the last 20 months has really accelerated consumer adoption of buy now, pay later. Most of these companies, as you know, originated online, so this shift has been a real catalyst for their growth. I also think that some of it has to do with economics. If we look at food prices as an example, they were expected to be the highest in their history this past Thanksgiving. And so buy now, pay later can be really appealing to debit-centric users who might not want a credit card, but may need to pantry load or might want to purchase a more expensive item. And they might need a credit facility to do that. It also gives people the ability to pay on terms that align more closely with their paychecks. And potentially avoid revolving debt like they might with a credit card. For merchants, it also makes a ton of sense. With US grocers who have adopted this, we're seeing average in-store basket sizes exceeding $105. That's a 50% increase from a typical grocery purchase. And we also know that millennials and Gen Z are quickly upping the adoption of buy now, pay later. And for a merchant, they're really important demographics influencing retail and payment trends right now.
It kind of almost seems like a no-brainer that to compete, you kind of have to accept buy now, pay later.
I think it's just meeting consumers where they already are. And the reality is, if you're not offering consumers the ability to pay the way that they want to pay, you're potentially at risk of losing that customer to a competitor.
And I know kind of the fintech space is hot with a lot of innovation. Do you have any kind of predictions for the retail industry, not just buy now, pay later, but any other payment solutions?
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing more wallet utilization in store. There's so much money being invested in getting consumers to use their preferred digital wallet right now, and that includes buy now, pay later. That I think this is really going to start to take off in late 2022. I think we're also going to start to see QR codes emerging as a daily use payment form factor. I don't know about you, but I certainly see a lot of this today in certain verticals like restaurants. And frankly, like from my point of view, I don't really want to touch a pin pad anymore, whether it's with my hand or my phone. And so I think QR codes is just it's a better, cleaner form factor. I think the next thing that we're going to see is more self-service, more automation. I think consumers are increasingly looking for ways to check out without human interaction, whether it's an embedded in-app experience or through self-checkout. And companies are investing in this because consumers are demanding it, but there's also less reliance on labor. And I think we all know the struggles that retail in particular is going through right now around recruiting good talent. And so I think those are probably 3 trends that we're going to start to see take off in the next year.
It's so interesting to me that kind of QR codes have kind of they're having such a moment right now. They've been around for years, and finally the people are embracing them, it seems.
Totally. I mean, we seem to be of the same vintage where I remember, QR codes 10 years ago, and you couldn't pay somebody to scan them, and things have really come full circle.
So kind of given the time of year we're in and the background of where you're located now, do you have any predictions for holiday shopping and kind of usage of digital wallets and things of that nature?
Yeah, so just because we're talking about buy now, pay later, I think it's going to be a banner year for buy now, pay later companies. I think you're going to start to see record transaction volumes originating online. You're going to see more and more transaction volumes, particularly in more mature markets, like Australia as an example. So you're going to see more transaction volume originating in store. Obviously, I work for Blackhawk, so I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about how popular we think gift cards are going to be this holiday season, especially given everything that's going on with some of the supply chain shortages out there. So we're forecasting to see record gift card growth this year. And actually, the last thing I just wanted to plug this quickly. We announced a partnership with Zip about 2 months ago, and there's a few different aspects to the partnership. But we're really excited about giving consumers the ability to purchase gift cards in installments. And so we look forward to rolling that capability out with Zip over the next few weeks.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know, with like you said, so many supply chain shortages, people are looking for things that they can get, now, so that they're not kind of giving people empty envelopes on Christmas Day.
Exactly. So go out there and buy as many gift cards as you can.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you so much, Tristan, for taking some time to chat with me. I really appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, no, thanks so much for your time, Patrick. I really appreciate it.